Imagine being able to laugh with your grandchildren, take a long walk with friends, or enjoy a yoga class without the constant worry of bladder leakage. For many women over 50, these everyday joys can feel overshadowed by accidents, discomfort, or a sense of losing control over their bodies. It's easy to believe that these problems are simply part of aging, something you just have to accept quietly. But the truth is, your pelvic health is not out of your hands. With the right approach, you can strengthen your pelvic floor, reduce leakage, and feel confident again. Today, I want to share with you the 3 best exercises every woman over 50 should be doing to protect her pelvic health, restore her freedom, and regain a sense of control. Hello, I'm Dr. Lisa Perriera. For more than 3 decades, I've had the privilege of caring for women through all stages of life, from the changes of puberty to the transitions of menopause and beyond. Over those years, I've seen how deeply pelvic health impacts not only physical well-being, but also independence, intimacy, and overall quality of life. When your pelvic floor is strong, you can move freely and confidently. When it's weak, problems like urinary leakage, pelvic organ prolapse, and even chronic back discomfort can creep in. But just as you'd repair and reinforce the foundation of a house to keep it standing strong, you can strengthen your pelvic floor at any age with the right exercises. And the beauty is, these exercises require no fancy equipment or gym memberships. You can begin right where you are in your own home. Before we dive in, I want to personally invite you to subscribe to Elder Care Wellness. This is a place where women over 50 come together to learn, support, and empower each other with evidence-based health advice. Every week, I share tools and strategies that I've seen work for real women in my practice tools that help you age with strength, clarity, and confidence. If you've ever experienced leakage, pelvic discomfort, or even just curiosity about how to protect your pelvic health, I encourage you to subscribe and join our community. And if this topic resonates with you personally, share your story in the comments below. You may be surprised how many other women are walking the same path, and how much your words can help them feel less alone. So let's begin with the foundation of pelvic health, your pelvic floor. Picture your pelvis as a sturdy bowl. At the bottom of that bowl is a sling or hammock of muscles and connective tissue that we call the pelvic floor. This structure supports your bladder, uterus, and bowel, while also helping control when you release urine or stool. It's a small but mighty part of your body, and when it works well, you barely notice it. But over time, due to childbirth hormonal changes, after menopause years of heavy lifting, or simply the natural aging process, this hammock can weaken. A weakened pelvic floor means less support, leading to problems like urinary leakage, pelvic organ prolapse, or discomfort during intimacy. The good news is that just like any other muscle in your body, the pelvic floor can be strengthened with regular exercise. The first exercise you need to know, and the one I consider absolutely essential, is the Kegel exercise. Kegels are simple, discreet, and incredibly effective when done correctly. Yet many women either don't do them or unknowingly do them the wrong way. To identify the right muscles, imagine you're trying to stop the flow of urine midstream. The gentle lift you feel inside is your pelvic floor contracting. Another way to think of it is as if you're trying to pick up a blueberry with your vaginal muscles without squishing it. That lift and squeeze is the basis of a proper Kegel. Once you know the sensation, you can practice contracting for 3 to 5 seconds, then relaxing for the same amount of time, repeating 10 times in a row. Over time, you can build up to holding the contraction for longer, 8 to 10 seconds, and doing more repetitions throughout the day. The research behind Kegels is powerful. According to the Mayo Clinic, women who practice Kegels daily often see a reduction in leakage episodes of up to 70% within just a few months. Think about that. With no medication, no surgery, and no equipment, you could cut your leakage nearly in half or more simply by practicing these exercises consistently. That's the power of reconnecting with your pelvic floor. And the best part is you can do Kegels anytime, anywhere, while brushing your teeth sitting at a red light or even lying in bed. They're completely private, and no one around you will ever know. I want to share a story from one of my patients, a retired teacher in her late 60s. She came to me embarrassed and frustrated because she leaked whenever she laughed or coughed. She had started avoiding social events and even turned down invitations from her grandchildren because she feared having an accident in public. Together, we worked on building a daily Kegel routine. At first, it was hard for her to remember, so she tied the exercises to her morning coffee. Each sip reminded her to do a set. Within 3 months, she noticed a dramatic improvement. She was able to attend a family wedding without worrying about leakage and told me afterward, "I feel like I got my life back." Her story is not unique. It's exactly what happens when women commit to strengthening their pelvic floor. So as you can see, Kegels are the foundation, the first and most essential exercise for pelvic health. They target the muscles, directly retrain your body to hold and release with control, and give you confidence in situations where you may have once felt anxious. But while Kegels are vital, they're not the whole story. To build lasting strength and resilience, you also need exercises that support and complement the pelvic floor. In the next part of this video, we'll explore the second essential exercise, yoga. Yoga doesn't just strengthen your body. It improves flexibility, reduces stress, and teaches you how to connect with your pelvic floor in ways that support your health for years to come. Yoga is the second essential exercise for every woman over 50 who wants to protect her pelvic health, and it works in ways that perfectly complement Kegels. Where Kegels strengthen the pelvic floor directly, yoga engages the larger network of muscles that surround and support it, your hips, your core, and your lower back. These muscles act like scaffolding around your pelvic floor. When they are flexible and strong, they reduce strain on the pelvic floor, making it easier for those smaller muscles to function well. Yoga also promotes deep breathing and mindfulness, which calm the nervous system. Many women don't realize that stress tension and shallow breathing can worsen leakage. By reducing stress and teaching you to move with awareness, yoga creates the conditions for your pelvic floor to thrive. Research confirms yoga's benefits for pelvic health. A study published in Female Pelvic Medicine and Reconstructive Surgery found that older women who practiced yoga saw significant reductions in episodes of urinary incontinence compared to those who didn't. Another study from the University of California, San Francisco, showed that yoga programs designed specifically for women over 50 improved bladder control, core stability, and quality of life. What makes yoga so effective is that it doesn't just focus on the muscles, it also addresses the mind-body connection. When you practice yoga, you become more aware of subtle sensations in your body, including the activation and relaxation of your pelvic floor. That awareness helps you do your Kegels more effectively and gives you greater control in daily life. So which yoga poses are especially helpful for pelvic health? One of my favorites is bridge pose. In this pose, you lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. As you exhale, you lift your hips gently toward the ceiling while engaging your pelvic floor. This strengthens not only the pelvic floor, but also your glutes, lower back, and core. Another beneficial pose is child's pose, where you kneel and fold forward, allowing your hips to relax. This pose helps you release tension in the pelvic area, teaching your muscles that relaxation is just as important as contraction. A third pose. Garland pose, also known as a supported squat, builds hip and pelvic strength, while encouraging proper alignment of the bladder and bowel. These poses may look simple, but practiced consistently, they retrain your body to support your pelvic organs more effectively. If you've never tried yoga before, you might worry that you're not flexible enough or that the poses will be too difficult. But yoga is not about twisting into complicated shapes. It's about meeting your body where it is today. I've had patients in their 70s and 80s who began with just a few minutes of chair-supported yoga. One woman told me she was nervous at first, afraid she'd look silly. But after a few weeks, she noticed she could bend more easily to pick up her groceries and stand more confidently from her chair. She also noticed fewer leaks when she coughed. She said, "I didn't just strengthen my body, I gained back my independence." That's the beauty of yoga. It adapts to you, not the other way around. Another powerful aspect of yoga is the way it reduces stress. Stress has a direct impact on bladder function. When you're anxious, your body releases hormones that make your bladder more irritable. You may feel like you have to rush to the bathroom even when it isn't full. Yoga's focus on breathing deeply, moving slowly, and staying present calms your nervous system, reducing that urgency. Think of it like oiling a hinge on a squeaky door. Once the stress melts away, your muscles can move more smoothly and respond more naturally. This mind-body connection is why yoga is so much more than stretching. It's a holistic practice that supports your entire well-being. The best part is yoga doesn't require long, complicated routines. Just 10 minutes a day can bring real benefits. You can start with 1 or 2 poses, or even simple breathing exercises while seated in a chair. The consistency matters far more than the intensity. Pairing yoga with your Kegel routine creates a powerful combination. Kegels strengthen the hidden hammock of your pelvic floor, while yoga strengthens the outer support and calms your mind. Together, they create balance, strength, and confidence. I once worked with a woman in her early 60s who joined a gentle yoga class at her local community center. At first, she struggled to hold the poses and often needed a chair for support. But she stuck with it, practicing 2 times a week. After 6 months, she not only reported fewer leaks, but also felt steadier on her feet, less anxious, and even slept better. She told me yoga gave me more than I expected. It made me feel whole again. Stories like hers remind us that it's never too late to begin and that progress is possible at any age. So as you can see, yoga is a gentle but powerful tool for pelvic health. It strengthens the muscles that support your pelvic floor, improves flexibility, reduces stress, and reconnects you to your body. Combined with Kegels, it forms the second pillar of a comprehensive pelvic health plan. In the next part of this video, we'll move on to the third essential exercise, core and stability training, which ties everything together, giving your pelvic floor the support it needs for lifelong strength and confidence. The third exercise every woman over 50 should practice for pelvic health is core and stability training. If Kegels are the direct strengthening of your pelvic floor and yoga is the supportive, calming partner, then core exercises are the framework that holds everything together. Think of your pelvic floor as the floor of a sturdy box. The abdominal muscles form the front, the back muscles form the rear, the hips provide the sides, and the diaphragm rests on top. When all these structures are strong and coordinated, your pelvic floor is supported like a well-built foundation. When they're weak, your pelvic floor is left to do all the work alone, and that's when leakage and discomfort can set in. One of the most effective core exercises is the pelvic tilt. It's simple, gentle, and safe for women of all ages. You lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. As you exhale, you gently tighten your abdominal muscles, press your lower back into the floor, and lift your pelvic floor as though you were stopping the flow of urine. Hold this for a few seconds, then release. What may look like a small movement is actually teaching your pelvic floor and abdominal muscles to work together. This coordination is essential in everyday life. When you lift a grocery bag, bend down to tie your shoes, or rise from a chair, your pelvic floor and core need to act as a team. Another excellent exercise is the modified plank. Unlike the traditional plank, which can be too strenuous for some women, the modified version is done with your knees on the floor and your forearms supporting you. As you hold the position, gently draw your belly button toward your spine and lift your pelvic floor. Modified planks not only strengthen your abdominals, but also engage your shoulders, hips, and back. Over time, this stability reduces the pressure placed on your bladder and helps prevent unexpected leaks during sudden movements like sneezing or standing up quickly. According to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, core stabilization exercises like planks are safe, effective, and particularly important for older women to maintain independence and reduce falls. Balance exercises also deserve a place in your pelvic health routine. Moves such as standing on one leg while holding onto a chair for support, or performing gentle side leg lifts, help strengthen your hips and improve stability. Why does this matter for your pelvic floor? Because balance reduces your risk of falls, which often increase as women age. A strong, stable core means your pelvic floor is less strained during daily activities, and your body works more efficiently as a whole. I once had a patient in her late 60s who told me she constantly felt wobbly when walking. We incorporated core and balance exercises into her plan, and within a few months, she not only felt more secure on her feet, but also noticed her leakage had improved. She smiled and told me, "I stand taller now, and I feel stronger inside and out." It's important to note that not all core exercises are beneficial for pelvic health. Traditional sit-ups or crunches can actually put downward pressure on the pelvic floor, potentially worsening leakage or prolapse. Instead, focus on gentle, controlled movements like pelvic tilts, modified planks, and bird dog exercises, where you extend opposite arm and leg while on all fours. These movements build strength without straining delicate structures. Think of it like tuning an orchestra. When the instruments play together in harmony, the music flows beautifully. Your core and pelvic floor function. In the same way, when they're coordinated, your body moves with ease and confidence. The beauty of core training is that it doesn't just protect your pelvic floor, it benefits your entire life. A strong core improves posture, reduces back pain, and makes everyday activities easier. Carrying groceries, gardening, or even dancing with your grandchildren all become more enjoyable when your core and pelvic floor work together. And the best part is, you don't need to spend hours exercising. Just a few focused minutes several times a week can yield noticeable improvements. So now we've covered all 3 essential exercises, Kegels, to directly strengthen your pelvic floor yoga, to support and calm the surrounding muscles, and mind and core training, to provide the stability that ties it all together. Each exercise is powerful on its own, but together they form a comprehensive approach to pelvic health that can transform your daily life. In the next part, we'll reflect on how to bring these practices into your routine in simple, sustainable ways, and I'll invite you to share your own experiences, because your journey could inspire another woman to take her first step towards strength and confidence. When we talk about exercises like Kegels yoga and core training, it's easy to feel motivated in the moment, but then wonder, how will I actually fit this into my day? The truth is, pelvic health doesn't require hours at the gym or complicated equipment. It's about building small habits that blend into your routine so naturally that they soon feel as automatic as brushing your teeth. These exercises are powerful, but their true effectiveness comes from consistency. And consistency is possible when you make them a natural part of the rhythm of your life. Kegels, for example, can be done almost anywhere. Some of my patients link them to everyday cues. One woman squeezes during each stoplight. When driving, another does a set while waiting for her coffee to brew in the morning. These small anchors turn Kegels into a habit rather than a chore. And because they require no movement anyone else can see, you can practice them while sitting in a meeting, standing in line at the grocery store, or even watching television in the evening. Over time, these little moments add up to a stronger pelvic floor and a real reduction in leakage. Yoga fits beautifully into daily life as well. You don't need an hour-long class or complicated postures to see benefits. Just 5 or 10 minutes in the morning can stretch your hips, calm your nervous system, and engage your pelvic muscles. Some women prefer an evening routine using yoga as a way to relax before bed. What matters is finding a time that feels doable and enjoyable. A few gentle poses, bridge pose, child's pose, or even simple deep breathing can reset your body and mind. Think of it as giving yourself a moment of peace while also protecting your health. Core and stability training can also slip easily into your routine. Pelvic tilts, for example, can be done before you even get out of bed. Modified planks can fit into a break during the day, even if it's only for 20 seconds at a time. Balance exercises such as standing on one leg while holding onto a chair can be practiced while talking on the phone or waiting for the microwave. The secret is not to wait for a perfect time to exercise, but to sprinkle these movements into the day you already have. Many women feel overwhelmed at first, thinking they have to do everything perfectly. But pelvic health is not about perfection, it's about progress. I once worked with a woman who admitted she often forgot her exercises. We decided she would start with just 5 Kegels a day, nothing more. It felt small, but it was manageable. Over the weeks, she built confidence, adding yoga twice a week and core exercises a few times in the evening. 6 months later, she realized she hadn't had a leakage accident in weeks. She laughed and told me, "It didn't feel like much at the time, but looking back, I see how those little steps added up." Another important piece of the puzzle is self-compassion. Too often, women blame themselves for leakage, thinking they've done something wrong. But leakage is not your fault, it's simply your body asking for attention and care. Approaching your exercises with kindness rather than criticism makes the journey more sustainable. Instead of saying, "I have to do this," try thinking, "I get to do this for my health and my future." This shift in mindset turns pelvic health from a burden into an empowering act of self-care. I'd love for you to pause and reflect which of these 3 exercises feels most doable for you right now. Maybe it's starting with a few Kegels in the morning, or trying one yoga pose in the evening, or practicing a pelvic tilt before you get out of bed. There's no wrong answer. The key is simply to begin, because every effort counts. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what another woman needs to hear to take her first step towards strength and confidence. In our final part, we'll bring all of this together into a clear roadmap, summarizing the 3 best exercises and the lifestyle shifts that support them. I'll leave you with encouragement to carry forward that your pelvic health is not behind you, but still very much within your reach. We've now traveled together through the 3 best exercises every woman over 50 should do to protect and strengthen her pelvic health: Kegels, yoga, and core stability training. Each of these has a unique role. Kegels directly target the hammock of muscles that support your bladder and bowel, helping you regain control and reduce leakage. Yoga expands the benefits by building flexibility, strengthening surrounding muscles, and calming the stress that can worsen bladder urgency. And core training ties it all together, creating a stable framework that supports your pelvic floor in every movement you make throughout the day. Together, they form a holistic routine that doesn't just prevent problems, but actively restores confidence and freedom. The true power of these exercises isn't just physical, it's emotional. Pelvic health is deeply tied to quality of life. When you no longer have to worry about leaking during a laugh or a sneeze, you feel lighter, freer, more yourself. When your body feels strong and steady, your mind feels at ease. Many of my patients tell me that strengthening their pelvic floor gave them more than bladder control. It gave them their independence back. One woman in her 70s said after months of practice, "I feel like I'm standing taller, not just physically, but in every part of my life." That's the kind of transformation I want for you. It's also important to remember that you don't need to do everything perfectly to see results. Some days you might only manage a few Kegels. Other days you might enjoy a short yoga flow or a round of pelvic tilts. Every small step adds up. Pelvic health is like planting a garden. You may not notice growth right away, but with steady care, new strength blooms. The key is consistency and compassion for yourself. There's no finish line, just a gradual building of resilience that pays off day by day. The benefits extend far beyond leakage prevention. Strong pelvic health improves posture, reduces back pain, and supports sexual intimacy by keeping tissues strong and responsive. It also enhances balance and stability, reducing your risk of falls as you age. These are not small things, they are the foundation of living an active, fulfilling life after 50, 60, and beyond. By practicing these exercises, you're investing not just in your pelvic floor, but in your future independence and joy. As women, we are often quick to care for others while placing ourselves at the bottom of the list. But your health matters. Taking time to practice Kegels, roll out a yoga mat, or hold a gentle plank is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect. You are choosing to honor your body and give yourself the strength to keep doing the things you love. And that choice ripples outward, inspiring the women around you, daughters, granddaughters, sisters, and friends, to care for themselves as well. So as we close, I want to leave you with this reflection. Your pelvic health is not behind you. It is within your reach. No matter your age, your body is capable of change. With Kegels yoga and core exercises, you can build strength from the inside out and move into the years ahead with confidence. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If this video has been helpful, please leave a comment with your experiences or questions. I would love to hear your story. Share this video with a friend or loved one who may also be struggling with leakage or pelvic discomfort. And if you haven't already subscribed to Elder Care Wellness for more compassionate, evidence-based guidance each week. Together, we can create a community of women who feel strong, supported, and confident at every stage of life. Remember, every laugh, every step, every hug should be enjoyed without worry. By caring for your pelvic floor, you're giving yourself the gift of freedom, and you deserve nothing less.